Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here today. My name is Denise. I'm also known as heywigsister on Instagram and Facebook. Today I'm here to bring you a wig review. I am finally reviewing Jon Renau January in the color SLEET. I cannot believe I've never reviewed January before. She is like one of the most popular wigs of all time, and I'm thrilled to finally be able to show her to you. Here's the tag, January in the color SLEET. Oh my gosh, this is adorable. If you want to know more about January, hint, she is awesome, and I think she is a great first-time wig wearer's wig. Then stick around for the rest of this video, and I'm going to cover her all throughout. What the heck kind of introduction was that? I totally lost like my words at the end of that. I'm going to cover her all throughout. I'm not really sure what that's supposed to mean, but in this video we are going to cover January. Maybe I was trying to say from head to toe, but you know, that's not really accurate either. I'm going to show you everything about January. I'm going to tell you my impressions about her. We're going to look inside the cap. I am going to show you this color, and we're going to get outside. If you're here because you're curious about the color SLEET, then please go down to the description of this video where I will timestamp the sections where I cover the color in depth. That way you can skip ahead to those sections and you don't have to listen to the whole review on the actual piece, because we're going to cover January first. Let me show you what she looks like all around before I start talking about her. She is the perfect density. Well, the perfect density for a new wig wearer. That is why I said in the beginning, I think this is such a great piece for a new wig wearer. This one is light density, no real permatease, and just super, super natural. And I think hopefully that's coming across as I play with her. The natural movement, she's not heavy, she's not thick, but she does have enough hair that I think you're going to be okay from a coverage standpoint. And that is the trick. Sometimes with the lower density wigs, you have to worry about being able to see the wefting or not having good coverage. I don't think that's going to be an issue with this one, but she feels so natural and lightweight. When I look, I have a mirror over here. When I look in the mirror, I do not see the telltale poof up here that you can often see from wigs. Even as a seasoned wig wearer, I still see that sometimes in wigs, and I have to remind my brain that a lot of that is just my perception, that other people aren't really seeing that. I am not seeing that in this one. So if you're a new wig wearer and you've been struggling with the wig journey, you've been overwhelmed by hair, you find that it's really poofy, this whole section up here often is too poofy for you, making it look wiggy to your eyes, or you just feel like it's too much hair for you and you've not tried January, I encourage you to consider trying January. If you can wear a length like this and you like sort of that beachy wave that's been overdone to death, she's great. So let's kind of get up here and let me just show you some of the features. So we have got a lace front. There's that lace. And it's actually quite good. I see some, you know, some lower density parts, which I think is so great when the manufacturers do that, because it gives it more of a natural hairline look as opposed to something that's really uniform across that creates sort of a line that doesn't always look like a natural hairline. Now, keep in mind, this one has a very dark root. We'll cover that in the color section. And because of that, you're going to see some knotting. But for a root this dark, I think they did such a good job with that knotting. And I have to tell you, Jon Renau doesn't make my favorite lace fronts. I do find that some of their darker colors can be a little bit knotty, which I don't always appreciate, but they did a really good job with this one. And as far as the density, like I said, it is not heavy density. When I touch, I don't feel any permatease anywhere. It has a full mono top, I'll show you that, but I'm not feeling permatease, I'm not feeling poof, and I love the way she frames the face. This one is for the most part, staying out of my eyes. When it does want to sort of creep over, just a little bit of this really takes care of that. So what we have here is we've got sort of a long, there's just a tiny little bit of a swoop here, but for the most part, it's not a lot of layering. It's not, there's no trendy A-line with this one. It's just a really classic wavy bob is what I'm seeing. That lays just beautifully. Now, if you found that this was just too much in your face, one of the things that you can do is you can take a little bit of steam, and I plan to do a dedicated video soon for a Tip Tuesday, but a little bit of steam with just a clothing steamer. And you take it and you just hit it a little bit right here. Be careful of the lace. While sort of holding that up a little bit, you hit that with steam and just hold it like that. Let it cool. And then you'll get a little bit of a lift here, and that won't hang so much in your face. That's a really simple fix for something like this if you are bothered by that. I do have a video. If you search Denise Sheets Christie project, K-R-I-S-T-I, it's John Renau Christie. I had to do a ton to that one, and I show you how to steam up the front on that one. So if you really need to see something demonstrated, but otherwise really just beautiful, flattering kind of swoop over to the side. If you're someone, let me grab my comb here, who wants full bangs, then one of the things that I think is great is this wave pattern isn't too out of control. I think you can get yourself a little bit of a bang cut, and it will hopefully lay good for you. Here's what I want to caution you about when cutting bangs into wavy or curly wigs. First of all, every one of these is going to be a little bit different in the curl pattern in the front. That is the nature of wigs, and all of this is hand tied. The lace front is hand tied, the whole top is hand tied. When somebody is hand tying every single fiber into the cap, you're going to get variation in how those fibers are hand tied in, sort of the exact density, the waves, how that wave pattern falls with the fibers that they've tied in. So while the one I have on my head seems to have a lot of straightness right here, the wave kind of hits further down, which means if you're going to cut a bang right there, you should get it to be able to lay well. If you've got one that has more waves in the front, then it might not lay as well. And you might get one that has a little more lift than this one has. Again, that will impact how it lays. Steam will be your best friend for something like that. And in a wave, in a hair this is sort of a light denier. It's light, it's wispy, it's not heavy and coarse. That is going to be a lot easier to handle. Taking a little bit of steam to the front to straighten that out a little bit really will work well with a style like this. So if you do need bangs, I think it's possible, but you just have to keep in mind you might get some variation in that. This cap fits me typical to John Renau wigs. I get a lot of extra cap up here in the crown, and I find that they are pretty true to average on their circumference. So I have a 22-inch circumference, and I'm very petite over the top of my head. Please look at my measurements if you've not done so in the past to see how mine compare to yours. And so I get awesome stretch. This stretches a ton, and I get a little bit of extra cap. So I do consider this will fit somebody who is true to average, kind of up almost to average large, potentially average large. I think there is some generosity in this cap that will allow for that. If you are a petite, I do find that John Renau probably runs really big for my petite sisters. They do make quite a few of their styles in petite, and I do know a wig sister who knows how to modify caps and make them smaller. She just put a video out on Facebook yesterday in the Wig Studio 1 group where she shows how she sews wefts together. I really want to do a tutorial for you guys on this, but I'm not your person right now. I just haven't done it, and when in watching her, I think somebody who has experience is going to be your best bet in teaching you how to do that. So I have encouraged her to put her video on YouTube. If she does that, I will put it in my community section so you can go watch her video. If she doesn't, I have asked her if she'd be willing to let me post it on my channel as a guest video. Hopefully she'll just get it posted on her own. Anyway, I just want to tell you that there are ways to do that. I just haven't done it myself. Look at the coverage here. I get really good coverage. The ear tabs come exactly where I like them, a little bit in front. There's the top of my earlobe and there's the bottom of the ear tab. And I like it when it comes in front of my ear and a little bit below the top of the ear tab, because then I get really good coverage. It hides my bio hair, which can be so helpful if I want to do styling. This one's going to be great with clips, with headbands. The light density is really going to allow you to do some different things like that. Tucking, because it's not so far down and because the density is nice and light and there isn't a ton of permatease here, or any really, tucking is going to be possible with this one. The challenge you have with tucking a wig like this is the wave pattern. Where are those waves falling? And sometimes those can make tucking just a little bit of a challenge. Let's look at that cap. So I can show you the full mono top. What does that mean? You can part it anywhere within this area. This covers the whole crown of my head. You can part it anywhere you want to. Side, middle, deep, shallow, whatever you want. There's the lace front. This strip right here, most wig manufacturers, for their mono tops, they put that reinforcement strip there. It helps to protect the lace and the monofilament and reinforce it a little bit. Sometimes what can happen is you can see that strip sometimes, depending on a lot of factors. I personally do not think people can see that strip. I just don't think they can look that closely, that extensively at your head. But if you're uncomfortable with that and you feel you can see it, dabbing a little bit of translucent powder over that helps a ton. You can also put some silicone like scar tape on the part. Just tape it right to the monofilament, and that can help as well. Soft ear tabs that adjust, so you've got your stay in there, an extended nape, Velcro adjusters. John Renau makes really good caps, so they're really, really nice. Now, as far as permatease goes, I think she has here and there some little crimpy permatease fibers, like the most minimal amount, nothing pillowy, nothing poofy. The amount of permatease that may be in here, and I'm kind of trying to look, and I do see a little bit, and it's so minimal, it's hard to pick up on film, but at the cap here, there's little bit of crimpy fibers, but you can see all the way through to the wefting, not to the point where you need to be worried about seeing it when it's on your head, but there's little crimpy fibers that help to lift the fibers off the cap ever so slightly. I don't really consider that permatease. I really don't. Like when people say, does it have any permatease? This amount of permatease, I can pretty much consider no permatease, because it doesn't impact the poof. It's really just to, number one, hide the wefting so that you can't see it, and to give just a tiny bit of lift to the fibers so they don't lay super, super flat. But this is not going to give you enough to give you any kind of volume. You're not going to get volume out of this one. You can't do this with it and make it big. You just can't. Let me get her fixed again here. I think it's helpful to watch me do this. That's why I always do it on camera. I don't stop the video and get rearranged, because I think especially for a new wig wearer, just watching someone manipulate a wig helps so much. So that's why I do it that way. But anyway, you're not going to get any volume, any poof at all out of this one. So if you need volume and you like bigger hair, then I'd stay away from January. I wouldn't recommend her for you. But anybody else who doesn't like a lot of poof, or maybe sometimes you just want a low density wig, it's no muss, no fuss, she's really shake and go, then I think January, I can see why it's one of the most popular wigs out there. I think universally a lot of people can wear this one. It's great in the summer because it's going to be about as cool as they come. I mean, really the only cooler wig I would find would be one that's shorter than this, because, you know, just the shorter, the less hair fibers, the less you have on your head. But I can see this one being extremely cool. Again, using clips, you can clip up the sides. I show in multiple videos how you can take claw clips, and with these waves, if you want to bring more waves up, because she is kind of straight and then kind of has these gentle waves, if you take some claw clips, do a few little twists just with the fibers, and then you clip it up in various places, you're going to bring that wave pattern up a little bit. And for someone who finds that top too straight, that can help a lot. Now, let's cover the color. Sleet. Look at that color. It is So beautiful. This root is super, super dark. Let me take it off again and I can talk about it when I'm looking at it. This is like a white. It's a silver white. There is a little bit of sort of a peppery color in here. Very, very little. It's very bright. The rooting it may look black on camera, but I think this rooting has got to be like a 6 or an 8. It's probably an 8, which means it isn't all that dark of a root. It's because this is so light that the root looks super, super dark. It's looking way darker on my camera than it is in person. It is a very good compliment. And honestly, the root is a good blend of sort of ashy and warm. Sometimes this rooting on these really light kind of silvery colors can be warm, and since this isn't a warm color, it's kind of a platinum cool color, it can look a little odd to have that super warm root. I think they did a really good job of making this root a blend of neutral, kind of, it's a neutral brown root. I don't see any red in this root at all. And like I said, I'm pretty sure this is an 8 because it's, as I look at it here, it's a perfect complement and it doesn't look stark. I'm really surprised by that. And then this is like a platinum silver white. That's how I would describe this. Does not look gray to me. When I'm looking at it straight on, it does not look gray to me. I think sometimes I've seen people kind of refer to it as sort of a gray white, but I think it's too bright for that. I think it looks more kind of a platinum silver white. Really, really pretty. So for someone who is, obviously if you're going gray, then this is a dead giveaway that this is probably not natural. But if you're looking for something just fun and super bright, you like kind of platinum blondes, but you don't like yellow, there's no yellow in this. And so coming from a brunette who has in the last year really discovered that I like cool blondes more than yellow blondes, and I can do blondes with roots as long as they're cooler. This is a fun, fun color. It's bright and I think it works. It really works well. So let me know if you have questions about this wig, about this color. Let's get outside and take a look at this wig in outside light, this color in outside light. If you have questions for me, please let me know. If you have January and you have anything you can offer up in the comments to someone who's like not sure if they want to spend their money on this one, please add them to the comments. If you have this color, even if it's not in this wig, share your thoughts on the color as well. Because I personally, I think we can get so much from these videos, especially if we get comments from experienced wig wearers. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this covered everything that you wanted to know about January or this color, but let me know if I missed something or if there's something I can do better in future videos. Love you guys. Thank you for being here. I'll talk to you soon. All right, everyone. Here we are with SLEET outside. Completely sunny. We've got a full-on sunshine day here. Almost too bright for me to see what I'm doing. It's such a strange phenomenon when you've got so much snow and then bright sunshine. It amps up that brightness. The perfect days to do these are high clouds, so you don't get the glare of the full-on sun, but you get the brightness of it. But this is better than nothing. Beautiful color. Look at the rooting. Beautiful, beautiful color. Moving around a little bit for you guys. The trick is to move and then stay still. Then the camera focuses and your eyes can focus. I've spent hours studying videos, and I always wish that the reviewers would stand still longer when you're trying to see color. When you're trying to see movement and, you know, how the hair acts and does it look natural, then moving around is awesome. But when you're really trying to study the color, that's a challenge. There you guys go. I hope that helped you between the inside and the outside look.